So I'm going to talk about LEDS today, and if you've been to one of my events or you've heard me speak, you will have heard me talk about LinkedIn erectile dysfunction. And I want to talk about this today. It's a name I gave something that happens to your content, it happens to my content, and it's this weird quirk that happens on LinkedIn all the time. So if you're posting content and people are not engaging, one of the big reasons they don't engage is weirdly LinkedIn erectile dysfunction, LEDS. Right, LinkedIn erectile dysfunction. Right, so what is LinkedIn erectile dysfunction? Well, let's just understand LinkedIn as a platform, because when you understand LinkedIn as a platform, you understand why some people choose never to engage with you. So if you found that people are not commenting or supporting your posts, it may well be that you're giving people LinkedIn erectile dysfunction. Your post is giving people erectile dysfunction. So here we go, right? So you got to think LinkedIn, right? It's a very weird environment. There's no denying it. It's a weird environment. It's not like Facebook where, you are who you are, or Twitter where you are who you are. It's a little anonymous. On LinkedIn, your professional identity and your personal identity are linked. That's why LinkedIn has this weird culture of everybody's winning, everybody's success. It's because it's operating in this overlap between personal and professional. And so what that means is sometimes people won't comment because your posts aren't safe. And what I mean by that is, let's say I decide, quit this LinkedIn thing. I'm going to host an international conference for men with erectile dysfunction. How many people are going to want to come? How many men are going to want to come to an erectile dysfunction conference? They're not. Why? Because it's a little embarrassing. It's a little bit like, maybe I don't want people to know this about me. It's awkward. It's embarrassing. Right? So if your content makes people feel embarrassed, if your content makes people feel vulnerable, they will worry about who might see me engaging. Like, I've worked in loads of corporates, I've trained loads of corporate teams, and in a lot of corporate, it can be very politically charged. Let's say you're a HR consultant and you help people and you put a post out. That one employee is driving you into the ground. They're entitled, they're needy, but they've been with you for more than 2 years. Here's 5 practical tips of how to get rid of them. If you're a business owner and you've got a difficult employee, you might see that post. You might think, oh, wow, that's helpful. I want to get rid of that difficult employee. But what are you going to do? Are you going to comment? Are you going to like it? No. Why? Because you'll be paranoid somebody else is going to see your engagement. Somebody else is going to see your comments. And so even when you resonate with a post, people get very nervous because they're so worried that their engagement will be seen by other people. I see this all the time when I work with corporates. People are obsessed about, oh, won't it be weird if I comment on this post, or won't it be weird if I just share this? The average user feels very uncomfortable commenting and engaging generally. Yeah. So you've got to think about, is my content making it easy for people to engage? And does it make them feel good and confident by engaging? Or is it actually making them worried about who's looking over their shoulder? And I've seen this a lot. People say, talk to the pain points. Well, that works if the pain points are somewhat removed from your identity. That works if the pain points are somewhat removed from your professional credibility. But if you're talking about somebody's professional competence, even if they feel like this post resonates, they're not going to engage with it because they'll be worried somebody will see it and go, they struggle with that. Could you imagine a new CEO, and they're feeling a little vulnerable, feeling a little nervous, feeling a little terrified, and maybe feeling, like new role nerves. Maybe I'm not up to this. What if I make the wrong decision? And then you post a post out there talking about that same exact situation. Will that CEO want their employees to see them resonating with that message? No. And this is LinkedIn erectile dysfunction. So you always have to, and people are far more inclined to support something positive. This is why LinkedIn's culture means that people generally celebrate success more and very rarely talk about failure, or they will celebrate achievements or getting somewhere or achieving a goal or moving forward or getting better rather than admitting a problem or an issue, because the personal and the professional operate in the same space. And so even small business owners will be worried, well, what if I say this on this post and a customer sees it? So you have this weird, people think people are looking over their shoulder. In reality, they're not. Nobody's paying attention to everything you're doing. It's just this weird human obsession that we think the very people who see it could potentially, it could harm us in some way. So this is what LinkedIn erectile dysfunction is. And if you do that on your post where people are almost having to be forced to admit something in a public space, they will not want to do that and they will not want to engage. So have a look at what you're sharing. Have a look at your content. Does it make people feel proud to engage, or does it make people feel vulnerable to engage? And if it makes them feel vulnerable, they will not engage. They will pay attention and not engage. Now, why does that matter whether they engage or not? Well, if people don't engage with your content, it gets less and less visibility. And so by actually making those posts that make people feel vulnerable, you might get a few views the first time you do it, but if you don't get the engagement, they're not going to see any more of you. So be very, very careful with this whole making people feel vulnerable, LinkedIn erectile dysfunction. If it's in your posts, it will stop people engaging. It will stop people consuming your content more, because you're basically confronting somebody in a public space. If I had something, an issue, I might want to talk about it privately with somebody, but I might not want to feel like, and this is what LinkedIn sometimes feels like you're in a room full of people. And so saying something out loud in a post or in a comment can actually feel like, even though it's not true, it can feel like the whole world will see it. And that's what people worry about. What if the whole world sees what I engage with, what I like, what I comment, what I share? So they don't. So every time you're putting a post out, if you want more people to feel free to engage with it, to share it, you have to make them feel good by sharing it. You have to improve their image by sharing it, not actually make them feel like they're forcing themselves to acknowledge something that they wouldn't want other people to know, or know that they're thinking about, or know that they're resonating with. And this is common for your kind of expert businesses. A lot of people who are struggling with sales, they won't want to admit that in a public space. Just like, for an example, if somebody was looking for a job, I'll give you an example. If somebody was looking for a job and they saw the perfect role advertised on LinkedIn, they probably wouldn't like and comment because they'd be worried about their employer seeing it. So it's the same kind of concept, LinkedIn erectile dysfunction. It's a little weird concept. It's a quirky concept. It always turns people's heads when I say LinkedIn erectile dysfunction, but it is very, very simple. Make people feel good by engaging with you. Don't make them feel vulnerable.